Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal Mr. Butter coming back at you again. I'm recording this video on Friday. There's a lot of buzz and a lot of hype surrounding the Jumpman jacks. It sounds like they might be dropping on the Travis Scott website today. I think the sneakers release is scheduled for April 30th, which I believe is this upcoming Tuesday. Some people are saying it's going to be $1,000 sneaker. In my head, that's hard to understand, but we'll get into all that anyway. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's talk about these Jumpman jacks and review this last weekend sneakers. Alright, so I'm doing this a little bit different than the norm. Typically, I always have a sneaker in my hand when I'm talking, and we are going to look at a couple pairs of kicks, but really, I just wanted to go over my thoughts on the upcoming Jumpman jack. It is a new silhouette, and I get it. Anything with Travis Scott's name associated with it tends to just go through the roof. Whenever I first saw this pair of shoes, I honestly thought that we were getting another Travis Scott or Cactus Jack Air Trainer. That being said, I absolutely love Air Trainers. I grew up in the 80s and 90s. I'm a huge Bo Jackson fan. During that era, it was really popular to have a strap going across the bottom of your shoes. This is what I'm rocking today. I'm actually one of the only people I know that still wear Air Trainers. For me, it's a thing of nostalgia, and whenever you get a colorway like this, like the Viotech, it's nostalgia, but also these colors are crazy, so it's something new and it's something I haven't seen before. And I love getting something that reminds me of when I was a kid with a twist on it. So pairs like this, I'm all about. These have been beat for a couple of years now, and I actually like this colorway so much that I bought a double up of these. I'm about to break the other pair off of ice just because these are looking pretty rough. You can tell I've worn these pretty hard, but anyhow, I think they still look cool. I love this silhouette. They're not comfortable, and I'm assuming that Jumpman jacks are not going to be comfortable at all, but I do like that style of having the little Velcro strap down in the bottom. But back to my point of seeing a Travis Scott trainer before, I forget when we got these pairs. It was when we got all the Air Maxes too. I think they all dropped on the same day, but there was this Air Trainer and then there was a brown one. I got both pairs, but I prefer this mint green pair. It came with kind of like a cover over top of it, so that's why it has all these snaps. It kind of like protects it, I guess, if you're in bad weather, but I haven't put them on the shoes since I've had them. One thing that drives me crazy about this pair is the zipper always bangs around whenever you're wearing them, and that just drives me insane. That's why I don't keep tags or anything like that, because you just always feel it kind of hitting off the side of your foot. But again, I really like this design. I love Air Trainers, so I like getting an Air Trainer with a little twist on it. And I really like these colors. I think these are pretty cool. But anyhow, this is one of the Cactus Jack Air Trainers that we got a couple years ago. I got both colors. I think the brown color I took a big hit on because I sold them for like $100. If you look on GOAT or the secondary market right now, these have absolutely no value. I understand that the Jumpman jack is a brand new silhouette and all. However, I just don't see how the value is going to be there. I was actually watching a review of the Jumpman jacks just yesterday. It was Seth Fowler's review. I love his channel. I love his reviews. I've been following him for a long time. But he talked about spending $650 on his pair of Jumpman jacks like it wasn't a big thing. And I saw people in the comments saying $650 is a bargain. And then I saw other people saying that the value is going to go to like $1,000. I just don't see that. I don't see that in the least bit. And now, I guess what is making me think that the value might not be there long term is because nobody likes these. I'm like the only person I know that likes these. And I don't know anybody that wears Air Trainers like that, aside from myself. I have a decent collection of Air Trainers. Here's another pair that I have. This one's an OG. This is the Chlorophylls. I think these are actually kind of sought after now, but I doubled up on these. This is the pair that I haven't worn, but I am just a big fan of this design, and part of that is because when I was growing up in the 80s and the 90s, I didn't really get Jordans. For me, it was more of air trainers and flights, that sort of thing. So these have just as much nostalgia for me as what Jordans do. I know that's crazy, but for me, I just really like the design, and a lot of the reason why is because they just take me back, and I'm all about that. But back to these pairs, whenever these dropped, I remember people were spending a bunch of money for these. I think I saw somebody spend like $700 for these at one of those sneaker cons or something, and that was before they dropped. But as soon as these dropped, and as soon as people got them, value just tanked. And if you look on GOAT or StockX or whatever now, I think they're probably selling for around $100 or something. And that's not a bad thing at all. I hate it when sneakers get so expensive that average people can't get their hands on them. I think everybody should be able to get heat. I don't mind when prices tank, but I really just don't understand how these will have done so bad, but Jumpman jacks might take off, especially whenever you take into account nobody wants air trainers. I mean, maybe an OG colorway, but aside from that, nobody's going crazy over air trainers. They're all selling for like 50, 60, 70 bucks on GOAT. But I guess this is where you have to stop and think, okay, well, Travis Scott is a big name, and whatever he puts his name on, and if it's something that he wears, then people are just going to go crazy for it. Like I said, I do like Jumpman jacks, but I don't like them that much more than this, and I do admit they are probably easier to wear to most people than what these are, but I don't see people wearing them, and that's when a sneaker is going to get valuable. If people just buy them and then everybody just holds them on ice, those shoes aren't going to have any value. The only way that they'll get valuable is if you start seeing them out in the wild. And because I never see anybody else wearing air trainers, and I never see anybody wearing these Cactus Jack pairs, I just don't think people are going to wear the Jumpman jacks. And maybe I'm wrong, let me know down in the comments, but I just don't see the value of Jumpman jacks really going crazy. Just this morning, I heard people saying that the value is going to be over $1,000. And when I hear of $1,000 Travis Scotts, I think of shoes like the Fragments, or I think of shoes like this. And now, yeah, these are up around $1,000 now, but a Jordan 1 is easy to wear. Even though hype has really died down on it, you cannot deny that most of the Travis Scott Jordan 1 lows are really easy to wear, and you actually see people out wearing them. This isn't my size, unfortunately. My cousin hit for these for retail, and he hooked me up for a good deal, so I just decided to buy them anyway. But if this was my size, I guarantee you I would be wearing these quite often. I think these are an awesome shoe. But when you look at a shoe like this, you can say, okay, maybe that will be $1,000. I'm not sure what these are even selling for. I haven't looked at that lately, but I know the Fragments that I have in there, I think they're selling for like $1,400 or $1,500. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is you can't just throw Cactus Jack or Travis Scott on a turd, or what people will consider a turd, because then you'll end up with this. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think you're going to end up seeing people rocking Jumpman jacks the same way you see people wearing Travis Scott Jordan 1 lows out in the wild. I think the biggest difference in between this shoe being a success and this shoe not being a success is just because this is a trainer. And whenever I look at the Jumpman jacks, all I see is a trainer. It really just looks to me like a late 80s, early 90s Nike trainer shoe. Maybe there's some crazy tech inside the Jumpman jacks or something like that, but from what I've seen, people say materials are nothing to write home about, and I really feel like the style is just like these OG Nike trainers. Maybe the whole reason why this pair wasn't very valuable is just because the backward swoosh isn't backward swooshy enough. I just noticed that on the outside of the Jordan 1 lows, that backward swoosh is huge, and it's on the outside of the shoes, but the backward swoosh of these trainers is on the inside of the shoes, and it's a smaller swoosh. So maybe that's what failed with these shoes. And I do think that the Jumpman jacks are very backward swooshy, in my opinion. But all that being said, let me know what you think about those Jumpman jacks. I am 100% going for them. If I get them, will I keep them? I don't know. Not if they get to $1,000, I'll tell you that. I'm just really surprised by the amount of sales that I've seen over $500 and $600 for those Jumpman jacks. And I do understand it's the first release of this silhouette, and maybe it's the mocha colorway, because obviously the mochas are OGs when it comes to Travis Scott Jordan 1, so maybe that's part of it too. But I just don't understand where all the hype is coming from when people absolutely hate this shoe. People dog this shoe, and nobody walks around wearing Air Trainers except for me. Let me know if you think value for those Jumpman jacks is going to stay high or not. I actually just remembered that I did a poll on my channel asking people if they'd rather have the military blue Jordan 4s, the Jumpman jacks, or the Kobe 8 Mombasitas, and I'm going to check and see where the results are at right now. So I'm kind of surprised by this, because I've been hearing the military blues take a lot of hate. And that brings me to another topic. I did a review of my Shock Drop military blue 4s, and they have a glue stain on them. I pointed out the glue stain. I like the shoes, but I'm going to try to get another pair so that I can mix and match to get myself a perfect pair. You would have thought that I said Michael Jordan was a loser or something. The way people got so mad and heated over the simple fact that I said I like the shoe, but it has a stain on the mudguard. I don't know what to tell y'all. I review shoes based on how I see them. I love that colorway. I love the Jordan 4. I've never had the military blues. I'm pumped to have them in my collection, and if I can't get a better pair, I will be rocking that pair. But my mudguard has a glue stain. It doesn't mean I hate the shoe, but I would prefer to have a pair that doesn't have a glue stain. But anyhow, I was hoping I would get EA on the sneakers app on one of my accounts for the Jordan 4s, because I didn't hit them. But then whenever I looked, I didn't get that. My wife's account did get EA, but I didn't even think to check because she already hit on the Shock Drop. So I think a lot of people were double dipping, that were able to get them on the Shock Drop, and then they also got EA. But go figure, I missed out on that. So anyhow, back to this poll that I put on my YouTube channel. I said, what is your pick between military blue Jordan 4s, Jumpman Jack Sail, and Kobe 8 Mombasitas? Hopefully y'all can see that. Don't make fun of my old phone. This is a phone from like 3 phones ago, but what I do is I put my old sneakers and my old Nike account on old phones, and I just use Wi-Fi on them. So it looks like 51% of people prefer the military blue Jordan 4s, 26% of people prefer the Jumpman jacks in the Sail colorway, but it looks like the mocha colorway to me. And then 9%, only 9% said that they prefer the Kobe 8 Mombasita. And I was really surprised by that. I think that Kobe 8 Mombasita, the way it's got those little butterflies on there, I think that is a dope shoe. But I've really seen both sides of the argument. Some people are just saying that those Jumpman jacks are absolutely hideous, and a lot of people are saying that they have to have the Jumpman jacks, that they'll pay resell if they don't hit for retail. Because this is a new silhouette, I can understand it doing better than what the Cactus Jack Air Trainers did, but I still don't see him getting to Travis Scott Jordan 1 low type value. But anyhow, let me know if you think I'm wrong on that. I'm just gabbing. I'm just getting it all out there. I did get one new pair of shoes in the mail this week. This is the Venice Beach Kobe Protro 8s. And I was going to make this review. However, my wife got these too, and she's never had a pair of Kobe's. So I really want to make the review with her and get an on-foot look of her and get her first impressions, because it's the first time she's ever going to have her feet in a Kobe. But We're probably going to be that couple at the beach this year that are wearing our matching Kobe's. I'm probably a little bit goofy whenever it comes to that kind of stuff, but I think it's cool. I love matching shoes with my kids or my wife. But anyhow, I have a review coming of these, but that won't be until Mrs. Butter can join me, because I want to get her reaction and just get her input on that as well. So far, the only 2 pair of shoes that I got this week was the Phantom SB Dunk Low. I forget exactly what they're called, but I know Phantom is in the name. And then there was also the Veneer Dunks, which I'm very pumped about. I got the plums, so I'm really pumped to get the veneers in hand too. I hope they're just as nice as what the plums were. Look for those reviews to come next week. Let me know if you grabbed anything this week. Let me know if you scored a pair of the military blue Jordan 4s yet. And also let me know what your opinion of those Jumpman Jacks are. I think they look nice, but I'm a huge fan of Air Trainers, and I'm really just surprised at what the prices are on the secondary market right now. I really don't think they'll stay that high, but I could be wrong. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think I'm crazy. Let me know if you'll be going for these Jumpman Jacks or the military blue Jordan 4s. Let me know what you picked up this week. I appreciate you all tuning in. I love hanging out with y'all. You've all been very kind and supportive the last couple of weeks while I've been going through some crap. And man, that means the world to me. So thank you all so much. I love y'all. Hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. And I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out.